What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Junkie Xperience Podcast, where we serve your addiction for all things entertainment. I'm your host, Latoya Anitri, and you know what time it is. We are going to get into all of the news. We are going to talk about all of the things, auntie. So, you already know what time it is. So, we got Junkie Entertainment news is going to be coming up. We're going to be talking about everything from the Oscar nominations that just dropped. Nicki Minaj with more new music. Sherri, Wendy Williams, Snoop Dogg, Adele and her man, Nelly breaking the internet. And we're going to talk about this fight between DaBaby and his ex-girlfriend's brother. I mean, we got it all. I mean, these celebrities been cutting up out here. And that ain't all for the show, because we're going to also get into a Junkie review. And in this review, we're going to be talking about the brand new season of Netflix's Raising Dion. So we're going to talk about episodes 1 through 4. I'm going to have a few spoilers in there, but not too many, but just be mindful that there will be some spoilers in. And you know how we do it. We always come to you with an unpopular opinion, but like I said, this month is different. This is Black History Month, so we are going to be getting into some black inventors, and I'm going to be telling y'all about a few black inventors that you may not have heard of. So y'all just stay tuned for the Junkie Xperience Podcast. All right, guys, welcome back to the Junkie Xperience Podcast, where we serve your addiction for all things entertainment. So y'all, first of all, I want to say Happy Valentine's Day. I love y'all. I hope that y'all having a great Valentine's Day. I hope y'all had a great Valentine's Day weekend. The Super Bowl just ended. I don't know who the winner is, because guess what? I'm recording this on Saturday before the Super Bowl, so I don't know who the winner is yet. But we're gonna talk about it on next week's show. Yeah, y'all. I mean, but yeah, Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you had time to spend time with your loved ones and, you know, get all your little lovey-dovey in or whatever. So, y'all, there hadn't been too much going on with me this week. It's just been kind of I'm not going to say a quiet week, but it hasn't been anything major, you know, that I needed to, you know, really talk about, or anything major that happened, or any, you know, crazy experiences or whatever. I'm just working on now, just trying to find balance between the 9 to 5 and the 5 to 9. So y'all know I do work a 9 to 5. Monday through Friday, and this Junkie Xperience, building this brand, is my 5 to 9. So I've been working on finding balance. I got back in the gym a couple days last week, which, you know, was good, but I do want to be in there more. Like, I want to get a more consistent schedule. That's probably the only thing that's holding me back, because I found that work balance, like once I get done, like I just cut everything off from the 9 to 5, you know, at like 4:35 p.m. or whatever, I'm turning that off, and then I'm taking a little break, and then I'm hopping right into Junkie Xperience, you know, everything dealing with Junkie Xperience, from, you know, putting out the content, you know, editing, whatever I need to do for the brand. Like, I'm doing that during that time, and I do it. I'm really on Junkie Xperience like 7 days a week, but I am finding that work balance part of it. But I just got to get my workouts and stuff incorporated into that. And I do need to, like, incorporate more self-care and things like that, like going to get massages and facials and all of that stuff. But I do have a massage coming up at the first part of next month. So I'm excited about that. I've already booked that appointment, and I am ready to get it done. And y'all, I just been working up on, like, leveling up the brand, like trying to figure out new things, you know, to get it to the point where, you know, I want to see it. And I know it's a process. It's going to be a process to get it to the level that I want to see it at. Because right now, you know, like, my Instagram numbers aren't looking like I want them to look. You know, my Twitter numbers aren't looking the way I want them to look. But I am working on, like, engaging more on those platforms. Because, but yeah, that's basically what I've been working on. I'm also working on and planning out launching this podcast video style by the summer. So this will be a video style podcast where y'all can see my pretty face, and I'm planning on doing that this summer. So I'm just, like, trying to get all my equipment together, getting my shooting location and all of that stuff together, so I can bring you guys, like, live content. I know it's, you know, just, you know, talking to a lot of people who do this for a living. And they say that, it's better when people can actually see you, I guess, and, see your face and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm still going to keep the podcast, as is, like on Apple Podcasts for streaming. But I'm also going to add it to YouTube. So I'm just working on that behind the scenes as well. And y'all know that there is some brand new merch that I have on the site. And if you want to support the Junkie Xperience brand and, support your girl, you can go head on over to JunkieXperience.com and click on, whatever you want to buy. I have a crop t-shirt for the ladies. That's about $20. I have a unisex t-shirt for the ladies and the men, and it's $20. And I have a hoodie. And I know, I live in Atlanta, so I know that we're getting out of like the hoodie weather, but I still like to cozy up with me a good hoodie every now and then. So, like if the AC is on, which my AC is not on right now, because I mean, we still in this bipolar phase of this weather or whatever. So my AC is not on right now. But, like once we get into that phase, I mean, sometimes I like to cozy up with like a nice hoodie, like if I'm in my house or something like that and the AC is running. Yeah, I mean, and I do have the hoodie, and it is about $35. So like I said, go over to JunkieXperience.com. That's JunkieXperience.com, and make a little purchase if you want to. I'm not telling you that you have to by any means, but it would help your girl out. So try to do that for me. So y'all, I was just scrolling through the internet and stuff the other night, and I saw that Maxwell is coming to Atlanta next month. So Maxwell, Anthony Hamilton, and Joe are coming to the State Farm Arena on March 19th. Now, I love Maxwell's music. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love Maxwell. Like, ever since he's come out, like, I have been loving his music. Like, everything from Ascensions to Fortunate to, A Woman's Worth. I mean, I love me some Maxwell. Do not get me wrong. But since I've been living in Atlanta, I think I'm going to see him 2 or 3 times in concert. I know the first time I went to see him in concert, he was with Jill Scott. The second time I went to see him in concert, he was with Kim. So I want to say it's been twice. It may have been 3 times, but I can't think of that third time right now. But I know that I went to see him. The last time I went to see him, he was in Atlanta with Kim, and they were at State Farm Arena. Now that I got that out the way, Maxwell, to me, and I mean, this is no shade. This is no shade. This is my experience. It's no shade towards Maxwell. I think he's phenomenal. He's a great songwriter, and he is an amazing singer. But for some reason, when I go to his concerts, his part of the concert is always lacking. So when I went to see him when he performed with Jill Scott, because I think I wanted to get the tickets where he was performing with Erykah Badu, because I'm just like, okay, I like Erykah Badu, I know her music or whatever, but I'm really going for Maxwell. But I ended up getting the tickets on the night that he was performing with Jill Scott. I was not a Jill Scott fan at that time. Like, I'm just being straight up. Like, I was not a huge Jill Scott fan. Not taking anything away from her. I know that she's uber talented and everything, but her music just wasn't sitting with me at that time. And I wasn't, going to the concert for her. Like, I'm going to the concert for Maxwell. Like, I want to see Maxwell sing some Pretty Wings. You know what I'm saying? So I get to the concert. Jill Scott, she actually opens or whatever. When I tell you this woman brought the freaking house down, like, she made me a fan from that night on. Like, I'm just like, she took it to a whole different level. So when Maxwell came out that night, he was really, I just don't know, like, it was just like he wasn't feeling it. He wasn't, just all together there, and he almost didn't sing Pretty Wings. Like, he almost left the stage without singing Pretty Wings, and that was like during the height of that song. And when he did that, because I think the lights had went down and everything, and we was like, everybody was thinking like, oh my God, the show is over. Like, is he not gonna sing Pretty Wings? Like, I had people turning looking at me like, is he not going to sing Pretty Wings? And I'm like, I don't know, child. Like, I don't know what's going on. But I mean, it was just like, his energy was off. Like, his energy was like totally off that night. So And then, but he did come back out and give us a little bit of Pretty Wings. He did come back out and do that, but he was gonna leave that stage, y'all, without doing Pretty Wings. You could just tell, like, his energy just was not there. So at that point, I'm just like, oh, maybe I caught him at a bad time or something, and I was just like, but I still, love Maxwell's music. So a few years ago, before the Panorama hit, I went to see him with my friend Nitra and one of her friends. I think it was Nitra and one of her friends. So we all made it a ladies' night, and we decided to go see Maxwell. And this time he was performing with Kim, the singer Kim. And, again, I'm going for Maxwell. Like, I want to hear Maxwell. I'm giving Maxwell a chance to redeem himself in my mind. So I go there. We get there, whatever, and Kim opens the show because he's not the main performer. Like, Maxwell is the main performer, so Kim gets in there. He opens the show. When I tell you, it was almost a repeat. Kim brought the freaking house down. Like, when I tell you, this man's voice is like pure freaking butter, like pure freaking butter on hot toast. Do you hear me? Like, I mean, amazing. Like, when I left that concert, I had to download his music, because I'm just like, I'm listening to Kim all the way home, because it was just that, and I wasn't that big of a Kim fan either. And when Maxwell came out, again, I got the same vibe from him. Just like, I don't know what it is, y'all, whether like he's not comfortable performing in front of people, or, because like I said, he's a great singer, he's super talented, but I don't know if it's him not being comfortable, like, performing in front of folks, or what. But I know he's always giving a lackluster performance when he hits the stage. So look, y'all, I am hoping that third time's a charm, because I am getting this ticket. Me and my friends are gonna make this like a ladies' night again, and we're gonna go and see it, because my boy Anthony Hamilton is there, and y'all already know. If you don't know, I'm about to tell you how I feel about Anthony Hamilton. I've seen that man a bunch of times in concerts too. This past summer, I saw him in a concert. Never disappoints. This man's voice, amazing. So I'm like, okay, if Maxwell puts me down, I know that I have Anthony Hamilton to fall back on at this point. Now Joe, I've never seen Joe in concert, so I don't know what he's gonna give, what he's gonna bring to the table. But I'm willing to see. Tickets aren't that expensive. This is definitely not an ad for that. But I'm excited about going to see this. And I want Maxwell to redeem himself. I'm serious. Like, he has to redeem himself with me. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what it was with him. But the 2 times that I saw him live, oh, y'all, they just were not giving. They were not giving. But those are my personal experiences. Somebody else could have thought totally different. But I do know at this last show a few years ago when I saw him with Kim, I mean, people were like getting up, leaving. Like, during his performance, like, folks were getting up, leaving, because it was just like, he wasn't like captivating us. Like, he wasn't like making us stay. Like, nobody got up when Kim was performing. Like, nobody got up out of their seats. But people were actually leaving during Maxwell's sets. And I'm just like, wow, like, I don't know, but I want my man to get it together so that I can have a good time when I go and see them next month. All right, y'all. Y'all already know I am a TV and a movie junkie and a music junkie. So I have been catching up on some shows. I have been watching, of course, 911 Lone Star, starring Rob Lowe. When I tell you that show, and I know I've told y'all before, but that show pulls at my freaking heartstrings. Like, the stuff that be going on with them, like, them saving people and all of that. Like, I'm telling you, Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk, y'all be doing y'all thing when y'all be coming up with these shows. Like the original 911, love it. That's the one with Angela Bassett. Love it. And I like I said before, I didn't think I was gonna like this one. But it kind of had to grow on me a little bit. But now, like, I'm totally invested in it. Love that show. Love 911 Lone Star on the Fox Network. I usually catch it on Hulu. I never watch anything live, y'all. I usually catch it on Hulu. And the other show I've been catching up on was Abbott Elementary. Y'all know I'm into Abbott Elementary. It's like a mockumentary style comedy starring Brunson. I think that's her name. She created the show and she stars in the show as Janelle, one of the teachers at Abbott Elementary. When I tell you, this show is a complete gem. Like, I love it. I think that all of the actors on there are phenomenal. My favorite character is, I think her real name is Janelle. Is her real name Janelle? She's a comedian. But she plays the principal Ava on the show. Love her. You know, Ava gets on your nerves, but every time she hits that frame, like, you know, she's gonna make you laugh. Like, that comedian is so funny. And you know, you gotta love the legendary Sherri Ralph. Like, you have to love her. Like, she plays her position to the T, and I love it. Like, the chemistry between those characters and those actors are just everything. Like, I love it. So yeah, if you are not watching Abbott Elementary and you are a fan of like The Office, or Parks and Rec, or you know, shows like that, like you will love this show. Like, you will actually love this show, because it just gives you all of that. Y'all, I heard that Zendaya's over there doing her thing on Euphoria. I have not been in the mindset to watch Euphoria yet. I just have not been able to do it yet. I'm trying, just haven't been able to do it yet, y'all. I mean, I know that show is heavy and it weighs heavily on my heart. It pulls my heartstrings, y'all, and I can't do it right now. So I have been watching Raising Dion. We're gonna talk about that later on in the show when we get to the Junkie Reviews. So I have been watching that. I watched the first half of it, and I'm gonna bring y'all, you know, that review, and then I'll watch the second half at some point this week, and then bring y'all that review next week on next week's show. So I've been watching that. Snowfall is about to come back, y'all. Like, Snowfall is about to come back with Damson Idris. When I tell you, I did not think I was gonna like this show. I did not think I was gonna like it, and I ended up loving this show. So it'll be back on February 23rd, and I will be reviewing it. And y'all know I recorded this again. I'm recording this on Saturday before the Super Bowl. So Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday, that is when Bel Air is going to drop. And it's already dropped if you're listening to this show now. Bel Air has already dropped on Sunday on the Peacock streaming network. And I will be reviewing that one next week, because y'all know this is, you know, the future or whatever. So, or the past or the future. I don't know, y'all. Like, it's just, you know, the timing, whatever. Don't get me mixed up on my podcast. But anyway, I have been doing that. I'm waiting on, like, I'm going to give y'all a great review of Bel Air. Like, it looks like it's really good. That's the one where this young man decided to take this remake of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air and kind of like turn it upside down and make it a drama instead of like it was like when it was a comedy. So he's turning it like upside down. So I am definitely interested in seeing that and bringing y'all my thoughts on it. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. You know, Nicki Minaj dropped some new music. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in the show, and you know, just get into some stuff. Y'all know I'm still on my Hello Fresh kick. I got a new box coming in at the end of this week, and when I tell y'all, so my favorite recipe in this box is going to be these lobster tails and shrimp and like some kind of like mashed potatoes with creme fraiche. And I'm like, I cannot wait. My mouth is already watering thinking about this box, y'all. So yeah, my box is coming on the 18th. Well, yeah, which will be this coming Friday. So I am ready for it. I am ready for it. And if y'all are ready for it, y'all make sure that y'all check out the code in the description box. I'm going to leave a link down there, my link, where you can get a little bit of money off of HelloFresh if you want to try it. So just check it out if you're thinking about trying it. Alright guys, so that's like everything. That's like my little week and my little recap in a nutshell. But y'all know what time it is. What time it almost is. It is time for that Junkie Entertainment News, We will be giving you the Junkie Entertainment news when we come back. Stay tuned to the Junkie Xperience Podcast. All right, y'all. It is now time for that Junkie Entertainment news. Let's get into it. All right. So first up, Oscar nominations, y'all. The Oscar nominations hit. They sprinkled a little bit. They sprinkled us with a little bit of color in there because we got Will Smith, who was nominated for Best Actor for King Richard. We have Denzel Washington, who was nominated for Best Actor for The Tragedy of Macbeth, which was written and directed by Joel Cohen. And we have Beyonce, my single ladies. Well, she ain't a single lady, but she's my Run the World Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Yeah, my Beyonce. She was nominated for Best Song for the King Richard soundtrack called Be Alive. So Will Smith, this is like his third time being nominated. He has never won yet. He was nominated for the first time he was nominated was when he played Ali. He played Muhammad Ali in the movie Ali. And then he was nominated when he played the main character in The Pursuit of Happiness, which was also like a biopic. And now he's nominated again, y'all. So let's see, if Will is going to be able to pull off this win. Like, that's going to be interesting to see. And Denzel Washington, we know that Denzel won for Training Day about 20 years ago. Yeah, back in 2002, 20 years ago, he won for Training Day when he played Alonzo on Training Day. And we know we loved and we hated us some Alonzo. But yeah, Denzel was nominated. And he made history, I think, by being the most nominated actor, I believe, something like that. But he was breaking records, y'all, during these Oscar nominations. So, also Questlove was nominated for Best Documentary for the summer, his documentary, which was his first crack at like doing a film or whatever. And it was called The Summer of Soul. So yeah, like, I mean, they got a little bit of color sprinkled in there, not too much, but we got a little bit going on. So we'll see what's gonna happen with those. I'm telling y'all, I'm not sitting through no 3 hours of no Oscar awards, but I am going to report to y'all like who the winners was, who the ones I care about anyway, that won. Also, y'all, Nicki Minaj dropped some new music. So last week we talked about Nicki when she dropped Do We Have a Problem featuring Lil Baby, the Atlanta rapper Lil Baby. So y'all know I gave y'all my thoughts on Do We Have a Problem. I thought that the song just wasn't my steez. Like, it wasn't my type of music. I didn't really care for it. I played it about 15 times just so I could write a review on it, but it's nothing that I'm going to be playing, in my everyday life. Now, this past Friday, she released another song with Lil Baby. I almost said DaBaby. We're going to talk about that little dude later. But Lil Baby, she released another song last Friday with him called Bussin. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Bussin got a lot of hate. I was scrolling down my Twitter timeline. People was hating on Bussin. Like, they was hating on it. But I ain't going to tell y'all no lie. When I heard Bussin' for the first time, it got my ass to moving, y'all. Like, I was in the bed. I was like, oh, shoot. Like, I'm moving a little bit around here, So I'm just like, I kind of enjoyed that song. Like, I enjoyed that more than Do We Have a Problem. Now, Do We Have a Problem had a beautiful cinematic type deal going on, but the song just was not there for me. Like, Nicki didn't bring it. Lil Baby didn't bring it on that song for me, no matter what people say. But I did like Bussin'. Like, I felt like Lil Baby and Nicki had like this conversational type flow going on, and I liked it. Now, I heard some people say that they didn't like the fact that Nicki was singing towards the end of the song or whatever. Like, they didn't like the fact that, she was singing at the end of the song. But I was just like, I didn't think it was her singing. I just thought it was her, she gave us a little bit of harmony, but she wasn't giving vocals, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, but I mean, overall, it's still not Nicki's top tier. Like, we know what Nicki Minaj can do. We know what Nicki Minaj can bring to the table. We know her flow goes from whatever to whatever. Like, you think you listening to about 25 different women, and I'm telling you, she makes it work. Like, Nicki was just that girl, you know what I'm saying? But now, she settled down, she has a kid, she's married, she's doing her family thing or whatever. So I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't know. I sometimes think that, rappers, once they reach a certain pinnacle of success, they don't really feel the need to have to prove themselves in their raps. Now, when you trying to rap your way out the projects, you trying to rap your way out the trailer park, you trying to rap your way out from behind Walmart's cashier counter. Like, those are the people who are hungry. Like, when they rapping for their food, you know what I'm saying? So now we got these multi-millionaires like Nicki Minaj, Drake. We got billionaires like Kanye and Jay-Z who don't feel like they have to put everything in it. Or it could just be like, okay, I'm living a totally different lifestyle now, so I can only talk about rich nigga shit. I can't talk about, the struggle. Like, I know a lot of people still want to hear like Jay-Z talk about like climbing his way out of Marcy's projects and all of that. But Jay-Z has not lived that life in like 30 years almost. You know what I'm saying? So now he don't talk about that. Like, Jay is talking about, $1 million paintings, $8 million paintings. He's talking about buying the block. He's talking about saving your money and not blowing your money and stuff like that. Trying to teach us something, which I can appreciate. Like, I appreciate that. I appreciate seeing the evolution of Jay-Z. But a lot of people don't appreciate that. And I'm not talking about Jay-Z right here. I am talking about Nicki. But, the same thing goes for her. Like, Nicki is not, that girl that was, needing to prove herself before she made it to Young Money or whatever. Like, needing to prove herself, needing to, reach that level of success. She has reached that level. And she doesn't feel like she has to do anything, extra for us anymore. That's what I think it is, and the music just don't hit the same, because it's like, okay, I go into the studio, I don't really have to put that much effort in because I'm that girl. Like, that's what we're getting from Nicki at this point. So I don't know, y'all. Like I said, we know that this is not her best work. We know that she could do so much better. We know what Nicki can bring to the table. I ain't gotta say but 2 syllables. Monster. We know what that girl can bring to the table. We know what she can bring to the table. And this is just not it. And like I said, she might like Lil Baby. He might be, a down ass dude or whatever. She might feel like, he her little brother, or however she looks at him. He might be sweet as pie to her. But everybody don't flow well together. Everybody don't have that chemistry that they can get in and kill a song or whatever. And I don't see that with her and Lil Baby. I don't see them being this dynamic rap duo that's gonna shut shit down. Like, I just don't see it. Like, it's not there for me. But to each his own. But this is how I feel about it. Now with Bussin, I can see myself playing it a couple of times while I'm at the gym. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's not gonna be in my everyday playlist or whatever. But I can see myself like, rewinding it back a little bit or whatever, like a couple times or whatnot. But I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, Nicki, you're that girl, and we're not getting it. We're not getting it. And I really hope that this is not the best that you're putting out right now, because we know that you have an album dropping this summer. And we want the album to be good. We don't want this kind of stuff. So we hope that you're putting out the mediocre stuff right now, so we can get to the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We need to get to the good stuff. All right. Speaking of getting to the good stuff, y'all, Wendy is not getting to the good stuff. Y'all, Wendy Williams, they trying to kill our favorite bitch. They trying to kill her. Okay, Wendy Williams, y'all. First of all, she got this news last week that Sherri Shepherd, we got the news that Sherri Shepherd is in negotiations at this point to take over the Wendy Williams show. Like, Sherri has been stepping in. They say the ratings have been good. The ratings have been going up and stuff since Sherri has been in that position. Now, Sherri is in negotiations with Fox, or she was in negotiations. I don't know if they've come to a deal yet, But earlier last week, they were in negotiations to make Sherri the permanent guest host of the Wendy Williams show. What that means, I don't know. But a lot of people think that it's probably going to mean that Sherri is going to take over the Wendy Williams show at some point, because they're saying your girl ain't coming back. They're saying, you know, her illness, the things that she's going through, she's not coming back. And not only that, Wendy, not only did she get that blow to the face, she got another blow to the gut when Wells Fargo decided that they were going to go in and freeze her accounts, y'all. This woman has been banking with Wells Fargo for God knows how long, and they decided to freeze her accounts. So, word on the street is that allegedly her former financial advisor, Lori Schilling, who's now advising the folks over at Wells Fargo, is telling the people at Wells Fargo that Wendy is not of sound mind to be handling any type of financial decisions. So that's what she's telling them. So when she told them that, it was like, wow, Wendy, you can't get your money, girl. Bye. So with that being said, Wendy's attorney, Celeste McCall, she went and filed a restraining order against Wells Fargo last week to get them to step off. Like, y'all need to step off, Wendy. Let her get her paper, you know, out of here or whatever. So once Celeste went and filed the restraining order, here comes Wells Fargo's people. They went and they took it to the New York Supreme Court to, you know, put in like a formal thing saying that Wendy was incapacitated, that she needed guardianship, either temporary or permanent guardianship, before they would be able to release her funds. Now, y'all, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so I can't say that, you know, if Wendy needs that guardianship or not. I'm not sure what's going on with whatever's going on over there. But all I know is Wendy has been getting hit blow for blow for blow. Like, she has been going through it. And it ain't looking good for her, y'all. I mean, and I hate to see Wendy go out like this. I really, really do. I'm telling y'all, y'all know I'm from Mississippi. Like, you know, not that far from Louisiana, honey. And I don't know. It sounds like somebody got a rut on that woman. Like, does somebody got a rut on Wendy? Like, she might need to go to her little voodoo priestess or something and get that root out for her, because I'm telling you, Wendy went down like a sack of old potatoes. And it's like she cannot make a comeback. Like, oh my gosh, like, I just hate to see her go out like this, man. I'm telling y'all. Ooh, it is bad, y'all. And we don't want to see, you know, Wendy. We don't want to hear nothing. I know I don't. I don't want to hear anything. You know, 2022 has already started off, you know, with these celebrities dropping like flies and stuff. And I don't want to hear any devastating type of news about Wendy. So I just hope and pray that she gets better. That she is able to, you know, if not come back to her show, she can like retire in peace and, you know, have her health and, you know, get herself together. And, you know, let's just, you know, we got to get the prayer warriors together for Wendy. We do, because that lady is really suffering at this point. She is suffering. But in other news, Snoop Dogg, y'all, he has decided that he was going to buy Death Row Records. Now, I did not see this deal coming at all. Like, I hadn't heard anything about it, you know, that he was even thinking about it, which, you know, I ain't gonna hear nothing about it. You know, I'm not in the circles or nothing. So, you know, I'm not gonna hear anything like that about it. But, you know, like you know, I would have thought maybe, you know, some kind of little whisperings or something would have been going on. But we found out last week that he did acquire Death Row Records. And we know Death Row Records is the home for Snoop Dogg. Like, it is the Snoop Dogg when we knew him as Snoop Doggy Dogg. Like, a lot of these young kids may not know, like, Snoop Dogg was originally Snoop Doggy Dogg. You know, what's my name? But anyway, he started out, you know, at Death Row. He started out with, you know, Dr. Dre on Nothing But a G Thing. That's when we first heard Snoop rap. Well, when I first heard him rap. Then, you know, he went on, you know, released his album in 93, I want to say. I hope I got my timeline right. And that was called What's My Name. He released that on Death Row Records. Now, we know Death Row has been through some issues, especially after the death of Tupac Shakur, who was also on the label at the time of his death. when he was shot down in Vegas while he was riding in the car with death row owner at the time, Suge Knight. So once that happened, when Tupac passed away, then, you know, death row started taking a downward spiral. It just started going down. Like, Suge had gotten, you know, caught up in a lot of stuff. He had a bunch of legal fees, legal issues. You know, death row filed bankruptcy like back in 2006. Like I said, Suge's legal fees like ate it up. It was just bad for the record company. Like, all of the artists like kind of dispersed and started doing their own thing. And, you know, at one point Snoop went over to No Limit Records with Master P. Like, it was just a whole big thing, y'all. But anyway, now, you know, Snoop has actually been able to acquire a piece of his history, like a piece of, you know, tangible history for himself. And I'm proud that he was able to do that. I just hope that he, you know, that he does a lot for the label and the artists who were on that label, because Death Row Records did house some phenomenal artists, including Snoop Dogg. You had Dr. Dre, you had the phenomenal Tupac Shakur, you had Lady of Rage, Daz, Corrupt, Warren G, the late Nate Dogg. All of them were on, Michelle, I can't forget her, but all of them were on Death Row Records at some point in their career. So yeah, to see Snoop, you know, grab a piece of that pie, that was a good move for him. That was a good move, y'all. So big ups to Snoop. You know, just do the right thing, bro. Like, just do, you know, hopefully, you know, Death Row Records can come back strong like it was before, you know. So yeah, good for you, Snoop. All right, and speaking of coming back strong, Adele, y'all. Adele came out at the Brit Awards real strong. She was rocking a strong diamond ring, honey, on that left ring finger. So when people saw her rocking that diamond, they was like, oh shit, you know, your girl Adele must be engaged. And we know that she's currently dating Rich Paul. Now, Adele has not verbally confirmed whether she was engaged or not, but she was on the Graham Norton show back in her home country in the UK. She was on the Graham Norton show last week, and she talked about, so Graham did ask her about the ring or whatever. She didn't really, you know, deny it that it was an engagement ring, but, you know, she didn't deny it, y'all. She did not deny it. And she also went on to say that she maybe gonna have another baby pretty soon, like, for her new man. Like, so is Adele about to get married? You know, what's going on? Like, yeah, I mean, Adele like shocking us at every turn. So hopefully everything works out with her and her new man. But Adele, you need to handle your business on that whole Las Vegas residency thing. You need to do something huge for your fans. Even if it's not in Vegas, like all those fans that paid for those tickets and those hotels in Vegas, and you did not perform on the day that you were supposed to perform or the weekend that you were supposed to perform, you need to do something for those people. Whether that's put on a free show, you know, I'm telling you, you need to do something for those people. So, you know, we wish you well with your man and your new babies when you start having them or whatever. But you got to look out for your fans. Like, you got to look out for your people. So yeah, you got to look out. You got to look out. Speaking of looking out, y'all, people was looking in on this video that Nelly dropped last week on Instagram, where he was getting a little head satisfaction. I don't know, y'all. That was a little corny, wasn't it? But he was getting some head play, y'all, on this video. So it was like a post and delete type of situation. So Nelly was caught in an awkward position. We didn't see his face in the video, but, you know, we saw that other head in the video, and he had a young lady pleasuring him. So yeah, that video dropped, and when I tell you that thing circulated the internet, like, it went into major circulation, and people had all types of opinions on this thing. I don't even want to go into that, because that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. They were sizing this man up, you know, talking about it wasn't, you know, giving girth or length or whatever, you know, like, that's what the people were saying. To me personally, I watched the video. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Like, I didn't see anything wrong with it. Look, my boyfriend might be listening. I don't want him to think I'm sizing another man up or whatever, but I didn't see nothing wrong with it, y'all. But people were, they had their opinions and stuff. Now, Nelly did come back out after the video had dropped, and he apologized for dropping, for the video coming out like that. And he apologized to the girl who was in the video, because we saw her whole face. Like, we saw her, like, if somebody see her on the street right now, they probably would know who she was or whatever, because we saw this girl's entire face, so he did apologize to her and her family, and he apologized, just having that type of material out there. So, but yeah, y'all, Nelly broke the internet. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, that my personal opinion, that was not a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. A lot of these celebrities, when they're not really in the spotlight doing anything, major anymore, they tend to get a little bored. They tend to want some attention. And I think this is what that was. I think that Nelly wanted some attention. He decided to drop that. He said it was a mistake, that he was trying to send it to somebody else, or like a friend group or something. I don't know why you would be sending that video to a friend group, but I don't know what type of relationship y'all got with your friends, but I know I wouldn't be sending a video like that to my friend group. But he said he was trying to send it to another group, and it ended up going live for like all of his followers to see. But I don't think it was a mistake. I don't think it was a mistake. I think it was done intentionally, but he said it was a mistake. We gonna go with it was a mistake. Wink, wink. All right. And speaking of mistakes, DaBaby. DaBaby. All right, y'all. So DaBaby got into a bowling alley brawl last week. And he got into a bowling alley brawl with his ex-girlfriend, Danileigh's brother, Brandon Beals. So a few months ago, DaBaby and Danileigh, who has a 3-month-old child for him, had a very public breakup on Instagram Live, where about 150,000 people were actually watching them fuss and fight on Instagram Live. The police were called. It was a nasty situation. It was just nasty. Like DaBaby was like trying to put Danileigh out of the house, and she's sitting up there trying to nurse her newborn baby. It was just bad, y'all. It was ugly, to see this man, do this girl like this, on live, or just period. Not even just on live. On live ain't had that much to do with it. Just doing her like that, period. But so Danileigh or Leigh, or whatever y'all want to call it, but she and DaBaby, of course, they broke up after that. So her brother Brandon was not happy about that situation, because I remember listening to an interview on Hollywood Unlocked with him and Jason Lee, and he was talking about how he didn't appreciate how DaBaby treated his sister, and how disrespectful he was. He said he never liked him from day one. He didn't care for him. He didn't like how he treated his sister, but his sister stayed in the situation, and it was what it was. But when he saw DaBaby like disrespecting her publicly, he wanted to get in it and put his 2 cents in. So fast forward to last week at the bowling alley. Apparently Brandon rolled in there. DaBaby and his entourage were in there deep. Like, they was deep in that thing. It was a lot of them. So I don't know what happened, but from what they said, the report stated DaBaby was the one who threw the first punch. And then after that, DaBaby's people started wailing on Brandon in the bowling alley. And you can see, like, if you watch the video, and the video is on JunkieXperience.com. If you watch the video, you can see where DaBaby was, where the floors of the bowling alley were like super slippery. When I tell you they slung this dude around, like they slung this man around, y'all. Like, I'm talking about, it was like he couldn't find his foot in no kind of way. Like, you can see like DaBaby's bodyguards like grabbing Brandon by his hair and like just slinging him around. And then once he was on the ground, like, they started kicking him. They started like kicking him in the face, kicking him in the back, just kicking him like all in the side and stuff. It it looked brutal. And I hate watching stuff like that. Like, I can't stand to watch like MMA fighting and boxing. I never liked boxing. I never liked that junk. Like, I could never stand to watch that. So this was almost like watching like a freaking MMA fight or whatever, because Brandon was getting dealt with. And it was not a fair fight because Brandon was by himself, and DaBaby had, like, DaBaby ain't scared to throw hands. Like, he's known for doing that. Plus, he was throwing hands. Plus, he had a whole crew that was throwing hands and kicks and everything else. So, yeah, it did not look good for Brandon. They had to call the ambulance to the scene, but he did refuse medical treatment. So the last thing I heard about it was that police was still investigating, the LAPD is still investigating it, because it happened at a bowling alley. I think it's called Corbin Bowl in Tarzana, California. So it happened there. And from the last thing that I heard was that DaBaby was banned from that bowling alley. Like, he is not welcome there anymore. They don't want your drama, baby. They want you to take your ass home. Like, don't bring the drama there. So they banned him, and now the police are still investigating. And they are thinking about charging him with assault with a deadly weapon. So I don't know what's going to come of that, because DaBaby was seen Friday night. This was after this incident took place. So he was seen Friday night actually at a screening party for Kanye West's new documentary that's about to hit Netflix called Genius. So they were, at a screening for that. And yeah, y'all, I'm telling y'all, it was just crazy. Like, that fight was crazy. And speaking of fighting, y'all, even though this is a physical altercation, like, what is wrong with Kanye West, y'all? What is wrong with him? Like, okay, so, Kanye West, all he do is bully white women. I hate to say it, but this dude loves to bully white women. Like, he takes their wardrobe, he burns that shit, he makes them dress the way he wants them to dress. He, he had Amber Rose on a damn leash at a point in her life where she wouldn't even talk. We didn't even know how this lady sounded until she left Kanye. So it's just like, he loves to control his women. You know what I'm saying? He loves to control them. So we know that he was recently dating Julia Fox. Then we know that he's going through a divorce with his, soon-to-be ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. They having all types of drama. He is just all over the place and just all on social media with these crazy misogynistic antics or whatever that I am so sick of. Like, this dude is a straight up bully. Like, I am so tired of him. I'm like, Kanye, can you just please go to Montana, go to the ranch, stay there for about 6 months. Like, try to come back out like next fall or something. Like, because it's getting to be too much. It's too much. So now he is bullying Billie Eilish. All right. So this is what happened. So Billie Eilish was performing at one of her shows. She saw that one of her fans, one of the concert goers, was having like an asthma attack. So at that point, Billie stopped the show. So she stopped the show. When she stopped the show, she said, okay, I want to make sure that everybody's all right before I continue with my show. She made sure that the fan got the inhaler that they needed and that they were good before she continued singing. So Kanye hops on his Instagram like he been doing for the last several days. It's like he's in a manic state, y'all. I don't know. It's almost like he's going through like a manic phase at this point. But he hopped on social media. He demanded that Billie Eilish apologize to Travis Scott, because in Kanye's mind, she was taking a shot at Travis Scott, because we know what happened with Travis Scott at the Astroworld Festival last year when, he had people in his crowd get trampled to death, and he never stopped the show. So Kanye took what Billie did and what Billie said as her throwing shade at Travis Scott, his friend or whatever. And y'all know Travis Scott, Kylie Jenner's man, her baby daddy or whatever. Like, y'all, like, Kanye is now, he's threatening, like, oh, I'm gonna pull out of Coachella if, Billie needs to apologize to me before I take the stage to Coachella, or she needs to apologize to Travis before I take the stage to Coachella. Kanye, please get off your own dick, sir. Like, please get off of it. Because nobody freaking cares, dude. Like Kanye he works my freaking nerves. Like I said earlier, just go away for a minute and then come back later. You know, Kanye is a 44-year-old middle-aged man who acts like a freaking 15-year-old. And I ain't gonna even do a 15-year-old that bad, because we got some 15-year-olds that are more mature than him. But this man is just all over the place. Like, if he's not going off on Kim on social media, you know, accusing her of being a bad mom, you know, accusing her of, you know, just, you know, whatever he can accuse her of, you know, keeping the child from him, accusing her of kidnapping her kid, accusing her of not inviting him to DaBaby's birthday party or whatever. You know, if he's not bashing her on social media, he's going to find some other woman to bash on social media. It's just getting totally out of hand. It's getting totally out of hand. And these fans of his, some of these diehard fans of his, like, I wish y'all would see the light. Like, this is not the way to go. You can like Kanye's music. There's some Kanye tracks that I like. But I know how to, I don't just be like, I'm not going to beat up Kanye's ass when he's wrong, when I know that he's wrong. Like, he's wrong for what he's doing. Yeah, he might make some good tracks every now and then, but Kanye is wrong, y'all. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just getting to be like super messy. This chick, Julia Fox, that he's with, seemed like their relationship is cooled out. He did her the same way, went in her closet, threw shit away, put her in clothes. This girl wore the same outfit, I know, for about, days, weeks. Like, she was wearing the same damn shirt every day. Like, Kanye, I don't know, but they're saying that their relationship is cooled off. And at Friday night, he ended up, like, at the screening of his documentary that's coming out. I want to say it's the end of this month or something. I can't remember the exact date, but I know it's coming out on Netflix if it's not already on there. But he was at a screening for that, and he brought with him a Kim Kardashian lookalike. This girl, Chaney Jones, was dressed exactly like Kim Kardashian, and not just dressed like her. Same facial features, same long dark hair, same body shape, body silhouette or whatever. Looking just like Kim Kardashian, y'all. Like, looking just like her. Kanye is a sick puppy. He is sick. So you bring out a woman and he goes from one extreme to the next. If y'all don't know, if y'all not paying attention to him on social media, like, this man goes from one extreme to the next. Like I said, he bashes Kim one minute. The next minute, he's like, God, please bring my family back together. And then now, he's out with a Kim Kardashian lookalike. Y'all, I don't know. Kanye is exhausting the hell out of me. And I just don't know. He makes for good content on JunkieXperience.com. But, honey, this man exhausts the shit out of me. He's exhausted. Y'all hear me? I'm breathing hard because he's exhausted. He is exhausted. But y'all, that is all the entertainment news that I have for y'all. And it was a lot. A lot is going on. So anyway, we will be right back, y'all, with our Junkie review of Raising Dion. And y'all keep it locked right here to the Junkie Xperience Podcast. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Junkie Xperience Podcast, where we serve your addiction for all things entertainment. So now, y'all, I'm about to hit y'all with the Junkie review of the week. And then later on in the show, to wrap up the show, we are going to be hitting you with the Junkie Black History Facts. And we're going to be talking about some black inventors. So y'all make sure y'all keep it locked all the way to the end of the show. So now, let's get into this Junkie review. So y'all, one of my favorite shows, my favorite superhero shows, has returned to Netflix, and it is called Raising Dion. So this is season 2 of Raising Dion. We know we had like the panorama like stopped everything. So it's been a minute since the first one aired. I think it's been a couple years, and I want to say they wrote that into this season. Well, they didn't write the pandemic into the season, but they did give us that time lapse of like a couple years or whatever, and now it's returning. We know that this show is produced by Michael B. Jordan. Like, he was the one who brought this series to Netflix. And I watched the first season. I definitely enjoyed it. Now we're on season 2, and y'all, it is getting good. So I watched the first half of it. It has 8 episodes in all. So I did watch the first half of it, which is episodes 1 through 4. So we're going to kind of talk about episodes 1 through 4. There will be a few little spoilers in here, because, you know, I just want to let y'all know, give y'all the heads up that there will be a few spoilers. But we are going to talk about Raising Dion, episodes 1 through 4, season 2. So Raising Dion stars Josiah Young as Dion. His mom is played by Alicia Wainwright, and his mom is Nicole. His best friend Esperanza is played by Sammy Haney, and Pat is played by Jason Ritter, which is the late John Ritter from Three's Company. That's his son that actually plays in this as well. So it's a superhero movie about a little boy who discovers that he has superpowers. So in the first season, like, you know, we just saw him like learning that he had these powers or whatever. You know, his dad was like this big scientist and things like that. And you know, and Dion ended up, you know, attaining these superpowers. He like got them from his dad. So now we are back with season 2. So in season 1, they had to like fight this, you know, this element called a Crooked Man, and you know, they did all of that. So we're gonna get into that. I don't want to like go through the whole recap, but we're gonna hop right into what's going on in season 2. So like I say, this show has been gone for like what seems like forever, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all, when it came back on and when they said it was coming back, I thought all the kids were gonna be grown. I thought they was gonna be done grew up on us, child. But you know, they're back. I'm loving them. They're just so, you know, still little or whatever. Right now they're like in the 5th grade, 10 years old, and they're like doing their little thing or whatever. So Dion is back. He's getting really good with his powers. Like, he's able to teleport. He's able to move things with his mind, and he's also like creating like some other he's coming up with like some new powers. Like he's cultivating like some new little powers or whatever, because we got a chance to see him like make this tornado thing with his hand while he was in training. So he got his little dream team set up, y'all. Like, his dream team is him, his best friend Esperanza. And when I tell y'all, Esperanza is the cutest little thing. Oh my God. She is just so precious to me. And she's so knowledgeable. And she's so witty. Like, I love her. I love her. And his friend Jonathan. So they kind of like got their little dream team set up or whatever. Like, he goes out and Dion will go out and try to like make sure the neighborhood looks good or whatever. And in the morning, and they're kind of like his little backup, his dispatch or whatever. So they like, you know, guiding him through what needs to be done, or he's letting them know what he's doing so they can keep track of him or whatever. But yeah, he's just doing his thing. Like, he has his little powers, like, you know, under control. But he is getting to the point where he's getting a little restless, because we know, like, his mom Nicole, she's super overprotective. Like, as she should be. I mean, she's raising a kid with powers, and she does not want anybody else outside of the people who already know that he has powers. She doesn't want anybody else to find out, because as we all know, with all superhero movies, that could be detrimental to the hero. You know, if his powers are found out by the wrong person. So she's trying to keep him safe, you know, as safe as possible. Like, she gets on him when he teleports. He doesn't let her know where he is and stuff like that. So she has to do her best to keep up with a kid with superpowers. So, you know, big ups to her, because I know I couldn't do it, you know, if I was his mama. But yeah, the last time that we saw Dion, Nicole, and Mark, who was played by Michael B. Jordan, he was in the first season. I'm not sure. I hadn't seen him in the second season yet, but I know that he was in the first season. You know, I guess just to like get the show going, to get people, you know, more invested. Michael B. Jordan was in the first season, so we got a chance at the end of the first season to see him and Dion and Nicole battle this Crooked Man, which is like this lightning evil force or something. It's like an evil force that looks like a big thunder cloud with lightning or whatever. So they defeated that thing on the last season. So now in the new season, we know that Mark did pass away. Like, Mark passed away. He left his son like a series of like videos, I believe, so that he could, know him and hear his voice and, get different messages from him. But we don't fully know if Mark is like fully gone, but right now that's what it is. Like, Mark is not here anymore, so we'll see what happens with that, but we don't know if he's going to ever return or whatever. So Nicole, at this point, she's working closely with Biana, which is the science company, or look, y'all, I'm saying science company, but the company that Mark was working with, because Mark was a scientist. So she's working closely with them, and they have instituted a training facility for powered children to kind of help them hone their special abilities. So Dion is not the only one. It's like this other young lady that's in there. She's about 15 years old. She has powers. She can't really control hers, and she's not happy with her powers and getting those powers and things like that. So she's having a difficult time. But Dion is like, in there training and, showing his trainer that he's, able to cultivate new powers and things like that. So, Nicole, in the first season, she was like, all hurt over Mark, in which, as she should have been, that was her man, that was the child, the father of her child. And, she was devastated when he died, when he wasn't coming back to them and wasn't going to be able to come back to them. But now in the new season, it seems like, she's getting over Mark, slowly but surely. And she's kind of like ready to get back out there. She kind of discovered that she's ready to get back out there and maybe start dating or whatever. And honey, she ended up meeting Tevin, which is Dion's new trainer. So Tevin is a man he's a powered person too, and he's Dion's trainer. And y'all, when I tell you, he is fine as wine, honey. That is one fine dude. So Tevin is played by this actor Ron Flynn. Ooh. And when I tell you, he's really good to look at. He is so good to look at. So back to the show and what's going on. So Biana has found these sinkholes like all around the world, but the primary one, they found like these mysterious sinkholes, and the sinkholes like are areas where that evil lightning force has actually killed people, like in those particular areas. So they found like a bunch of them around the world, but the primary one that they're focusing on is the one that is closest to that is like behind Dion's school, like Dion and his friend's school. That's what they're focusing on right now, that particular hole. So that thing, oh y'all, it's some stuff going on with that hole. Is totally bad news. It is filled with evil energy, and now, and we're gonna back up a little bit, because when the show first opened, when this new season first opened, we saw little Brayden. We saw him last season too. When I tell y'all, little Brayden has these powers, but he has been consumed by this evil force. So now the evil force is working through Brayden. Brayden is this little cute boy with the little chubby cheeks. You just want to you could just like squeeze him or whatever. You could just squeeze him. But this little thing is evil, honey. He is evil, and he is on a mission. So he done made his way from Alabama to Atlanta because he's going to find Dion. That evil entity that's in him is going to look for Dion, because Dion has these powers. And Dion is a strong little thing. Like, his powers are like, Dion is a force to be reckoned with, y'all. Like, for real, he is a force to be reckoned with, and we're about to find out. But like I said, with Brayden, don't let them little cute chubby cheeks fool you, and his little 80s bowl cut, because honey, this little kid is straight up diabolical. Not only can he read minds, but he can control people with his mind. Like, he can make people do whatever he wants them to do. Like, it's something. So now he's made his way to Dion's school. He has decided he's going to befriend Dion to try to, I guess, learn as much about him as he can, so that he can set him up for the takedown and whatnot. So yeah, that's an evil thing that we're dealing with. And just just a bunch of mess. So we're dealing with Braden and his evilness, and we're dealing with whatever's going on down in that sinkhole that is like about to take people out. So when the evil form that's controlling Braden arrived at the sinkhole, because it made its way to the sinkhole, it went down in this sinkhole behind the school and decided that it was going to have to cultivate an army to be able to take Dion on. So y'all, it is a mess. Like now there's like these little green, almost like lightning bug looking things that are like going around the city, and they're like infiltrating people's bodies, and the people don't know what's wrong with them. They just think, oh bam, I got bit by something. But these things are actually like about to take over these people's bodies, and it's going to create this huge army that Dion is probably going to have to fight off. And I don't know, I'm telling you, his little dream team, he gonna need more than a little dream team to help him fight off this freaking army, because I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, I watched episodes 1 through 4. I'm gonna finish up the last 4 episodes of the show, and then I'll come back with like the finale and the ending and how all of that is done. And I'm telling you, Dion, he is one little smart cookie though, because he's not like totally falling for Braden trying to reel him in as a friend. And the good thing about it is that Braden cannot use mind manipulation on Dion. Now he can read Dion's mind, but he can't use mind manipulation on him. Like he can't make Dion do what he wants him to do, which I think is like, amazing, because I mean it would be just detrimental if he could. And Dion has found out that this little dude is bad news, and right now where I ended off, he don't want no parts of him. Like Dion does not want any parts of Braden at this point, and that's just gonna make Braden just get more and more evil. I'm telling y'all, it started out a little slow for me, but it's definitely picking up right now. I am so interested. I'm invested, y'all. Like I'm invested now. After I get through doing this show, I'm probably gonna go back and watch like, maybe a couple more episodes, then I'll finish up maybe some more tomorrow. But y'all, Raising Dion, Netflix. If you like superhero movies, you definitely need to check it out. Like I said, it's produced by Michael B. Jordan. He brought this concept to Netflix, and they are doing wonders with it. The first season was good. They brought it back for season 2. I hope it get a season 3, season 4, and everything. I hope the writing stays good. The actors stay good. Everything stays good. But Raising Dion, that's what I'm watching, y'all. Now, I am going to be reviewing. We know Snowfall is coming back. Like I said in the beginning of the show, I am going to be reviewing Bel-Air. That's going to be premiering on Peacock, or that when you listen to this podcast, it's already premiered on Peacock. So we're going to be talking about that show. And, Superman is going to return on February 23rd. So we're going to be picking Superman and Lois back up. So y'all just stick with me. I got the reviews for y'all. I got the news for y'all. I got the Black History facts for y'all. Y'all got to stick with the Junkie Entertainment Podcast. Now, we will be right back, and we're going to wrap up the show with our Junkie Black History facts. Stay tuned. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Junkie Entertainment Podcast, where we serve your addiction for all things entertainment. So we have come to the end of our show today, and you know how we're doing it during Black History Month. We are hitting you with some Junkie Black History facts. So let's get into it. We're talking about some black inventors today, y'all. And the first one on my list is John Albert Burr. So John Albert Burr invented the modified lawnmower as we know today. Now, he did not invent the very first lawnmower, but he did invent the modified lawnmower. In 1899, he patented an improved rotary blade lawnmower. He designed a lawnmower with traction wheels and a rotary blade that was designed to not easily get plugged up from lawn clippings. John Albert Burr also improved the design of the lawnmowers by making it possible to mow closer to building and wall edges. And he was issued a U.S. patent of $749. Big ups to John Albert Bird. If it wasn't for this man, hell, we wouldn't be mowing our yard. What would we be doing? All right, y'all. The next Black History fact, the next Black inventor is Thomas Jennings. Thomas Jennings becomes the first Black person to receive a patent for his invention. He invented a dry cleaning process called dry scouring, which is a forerunner of today's dry cleaning process. So the main piece of dry cleaning equipment that folks needed to dry clean clothes with, Mr. Thomas Jennings invented it. He invented this. So y'all, when you take your clothes to the dry cleaners, no, look, if it wasn't for a black man, we wouldn't even have a dry cleaners, y'all. All right. And the last Black inventor that we want to talk about is Otis Frank Boykin. Otis Frank Boykin is best known for being the Black man to invent the control unit for the pacemaker, for the heart's pacemaker, which is responsible for saving millions of lives daily. Y'all, we out here saving lives. Saving lives. Mr. Otis Frank Boykin invented the heart pacemaker mechanism that saves so many lives already. Y'all, we out here doing the damn thing. Doing the damn thing. Yes. And thank y'all so much for listening to the Junkie Xperience Podcast. We are at the end of our show, and I want to let you guys know how much I appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate all your visits to JunkieXperience.com. I appreciate all of the listens that I'm getting on the podcast. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Without you, I couldn't be able to do this, and just thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. And like I said in the beginning of the show, we do have merchandise. If you want to continue to support me, please, or continue to support the podcast and just the Junkie Xperience brand, please take the time out to make a small purchase. We got t-shirts and hoodies for right now. We are going to be getting some new merchandise in, but right now we do have the t-shirts and the hoodies. So if you guys head on over to JunkieXperience.com, not only will you have, the latest in entertainment news and reviews, but you can also go over there and shop some Junkie Xperience merchandise. Also, make sure you check the description box for a discount on HelloFresh. If you're interested in purchasing, I can be able to save you a little bit of money. Just click the link and I should be able to save you a little bit of money. So again, thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. And until next time, bye, junkies!